Hello, everyone out there in Lasso land. This is Peanut Butter and Biscuits, your Ted Lasso fan cast. We're bringing you a special episode because, of course, Apple TV and Ted Lasso brought us a special Christmas short that none of us were expecting. So that's why we're bringing you a special episode that none of you were expecting and none of you asked for. Even though you love the Ted Lasso short, who knows if you're going to love this short episode of Peanut Butter and Biscuits. So Jeremy Geckner is here with me. Hi, Jeremy.
What's up, man? I love our break plans just get torpedoed because Ted Lasso continues to be awesome. Why not?
That's right. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to put some parameters around this.
Yeah.
We are going to attempt to do this in 9 minutes because that is double the length of the short. And we normally go about double the length of an episode. So we are going to keep ourselves to that and see how we're going to do. No housekeeping, none of that. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy holidays. That's our housekeeping. We're going to get into the Christmas special. So here we go. Are you ready, Jeremy?
I am ready. Let's find a stash.
All right. So we open up on a Christmas tree and some presents. And we also open up on Nate not being crappy. In fact, he's being very genuine during this. So obviously this is a piece of time, much like Carol of the Bells, that is kind of offset from the rest of the season.
Maybe this is
and
right,
rest
like,
of
yeah, maybe this is right near the Carol of the Bells. Who knows, man?
Absolutely. I think it is because then, of course, we find out that Ted has lost his mustache, and that's going to be the whole thing. We're going to find his mustache during this short. And then we do get the Carol of the Bells opening, the same claymation that we got for Carol of the Bells.
Yeah, it makes more sense now, doesn't it, everyone? Why they just had that loaded up.
That's absolutely right. And of course, like they had all these models and stuff like that. So it totally makes sense now in hindsight. Yeah. They must have recorded this about the same time, don't you think?
Also, it's really awesome too that like they use stop motion, like actual stop motion shooting for this as opposed to like CGIing it. Like that is absolutely fantastic. I want those figurines.
Absolutely. So then we come back to our squad, and Jamie says that he always has a mirror. So he shows that to Ted. Ted's worried because he's going to FaceTime with Henry later. And then he's worried that his son is not going to recognize him. True story. My dad has always had a mustache or a beard, but mainly a mustache for his entire life. And so I came home one day from kindergarten, first grade, and I got off the bus. I came inside, and there was a stranger in my house. And I just said, you need to leave. You cannot be here. And it actually took a call from my mother to say, your dad just shaved. That's all he did.
So this spoke to you, man.
This spoke to me. You. I was Henry. I am Henry in this situation. Yeah, absolutely. And so this totally spoke to me 100%. Anything for you? Any story about a dad shaving?
I mean, like, it is funny because I have this full luscious beard here. And when I did have to shave it to do Joseph, that felt very strange. So I'm sympathetic to Ted here. You can't just lose your facial hair like this. It's jarring.
It is so funny because when John Garcia did our artwork for our show, at first he didn't give me a beard because my beard is so weak that he was like, oh, he must not have facial hair. No, I'm kidding, John. We absolutely love your work. And it's fantastic. Wonderful. My beard, not necessarily wonderful. So we're going to keep moving on here. The group has decided that they're going to start looking for the mustache around the locker room, but they can't find it. And then Nate says that you have to catch it.
Yeah. Which I love too, because he does like this evil end game plot of just like this thing jumped off Ted's face. It's evil now. It's fantastic.
That's right. So then they start to draw a mustache on Ted, and Beard has a disguise kit. So of course he gives Ted a full beard, and then we get to see bearded Ted, which is kind of fun, right?
Ted as Beard. This is just epic proportions of multi-dimensionality here, guys. So
he's not feeling it quite. Ted is like, this isn't quite me. So he's going to go ahead and give it back to Beard and take off the disguise. And then Roy says, I am going to give you my eyebrows. And he plucks them off and puts them on Ted's face. But they're just a little bit too bushy, right?
Yeah, it's a very Tom Selleck mustache that he's got going here, man. It is a full Magnum PI. But I do love that Roy's eyebrows then just grow back at will because he's Harry Roy Kent, man.
So Ted is going to go back home to his apartment a little bit defeated, but before they're all talking about the mustache. And then, of course, Higgins delivers the line from Gone with the Wind because he's in his Clark Gable stash. And he says, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn about this mustache. And I thought that was a really, really fun way to involve Higgins into this as well. So then we are in Ted's apartment, FaceTiming with everybody. You know, even Ted Lasso understands the Omicron variant, and apparently that we're going to all be Zooming again soon. But he is looking at that for the holidays, getting ready for his call with Henry, and he tells them that he's very sorry that he was a bit of a curmudgeon. We will not use that because, yes, in this 9-minute version, we are doing Tedisms as we go back. And then as he starts explaining the meaning of Christmas to his colleagues, his stash magically grows back. Anything there?
There it is. Yeah, I love this. He does have a very fun line that, again, we're going to say here, but it's a perfect encapsulation, man. It's just like it. God, you know, it's so heartwarming. It's the exact thing that we needed for this place and time. This was just so much fun, and it warmed my cold dead heart. Let's just put it that way.
Well, and of course, that's because Henry does end up calling, and then Ted breaks the fourth wall, turns to the camera, wishes us all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, and starts talking about the imperfections that really are what make the season great. And then, of course, it starts snowing in his apartment, and then we fade out.
You need to get that roof checked, man. I mean...
Absolutely. What is AFC Richmond doing here? Kind of putting him up in a shabby apartment like this.
You know, that's something that I always wondered too, because like Premier League coaches get paid bank. So I wonder how much Ted's salary actually is. Because if it's normal to scale, he's making modestly high high six figures.
Well, if you think about it, like they're probably putting a lot of that money away for Henry. They're sending it right back to America, which great for him because the rate of a Great British Pound versus a US dollar is not bad right now.
He's gonna have a Scrooge McDuck pit in no time.
That's right. That's right. Henry, you're getting more than one drone for Christmas. You're getting an entire you're getting an entire fleet of drones for Christmas.
You're gonna be Peter Parker at the end of No Way Home, or of Far From Home, guy.
I couldn't come up with the name Mysterio fast enough. My brain, if you rewind back about 15 seconds, my brain jumped and I was like, what is the name of Mysterio? So there you are. Thank you, Jake Gyllenhaal. Great performance, by the way. And Far From Home.
Mysterio was right, guys.
All right. We don't have much time left, Jeremy. We got to get into it. Ready for our Tedisms? Here they are.
Tedisms. For each week, we share Biscuits' truth.
All right, Jer, you got to go first. What is your Tedism of this short?
Well, I mean, there's way too many here, but
they're so great. They're so witty.
We're gonna go through a bunch of them here, but it's because of Beard, dude. But he pulls out his disguise kit, and Rebecca looks at him and says, "Why do you have a disguise kit?" And then the best way possible, he's just like, "Why don't you?"
My first one has to be one of the first lines of the episode, because of course this takes place in before times. It's somebody says, I honestly didn't even catch. Was it Roy who said, "Don't change, don't ever change"?
I think it was
Nate?
Keely or Rebecca, one of the two.
Okay, don't ever change, Nate, and I love that for sure.
Don't ever change, I have to say out to the for the first time in history, Tom Selleck has ruined Christmas. It's just completely out of context. It's absolutely fantastic.
I also enjoy Brendan Hunt going, "Nate, that's a kill trap." Just like so serious.
Well, and let's not gloss over Jamie Tart. I've always got America coach. Of course,
you love your Phil Dunster. Every time you got to bring Phil Dunster into this, right?
I do.
How about towards the end when Ted's sitting on his couch and he says, "Hey guys, sorry I was being such a straight white cisgender male version of the Grinch earlier," which I guess is just Ebenezer Scrooge.
That is. I mean, Dickens couldn't have written that any better himself.
Any more you got?
Yeah, well, of course, once Roy tears his eyebrows off and Ted says it's not there, he says, "Even though this feels like I'm kissing your forehead, it's just not me," which is fantastic.
I will do my last one. Actually, do you have any last ones?
I just got the perfect and the Christmas one. Is that the same one as you?
Nope. Go ahead. Go
All
for it.
right, my final one. It's not about making Christmas perfect for the people you love. It's the people you love that make Christmas perfect.
Oh, that is so nice. And
Standard Ted.
my last one is hot dog eggnog. You know why? Because I love that Jason played George Bailey for the Ed Asner Center. I love that
true.
I connect George Bailey to Ted Lasso so much. And of course, what does he wish for? $1 million. He hits that lighter and he goes, hot dog,
Hot dog.
several times throughout the movie. So because you all should go back and watch It's a Wonderful Life. Actually,
Yes.
I believe that Jason's rendition of the read-through is still available on the Ed Asner website. It's available till January 1st. So go and check that out if you'd like to go see him. This was fun. I have no idea if we made it in our time limit. I guess we'll
Probably
find out
not.
when we post the episode. Probably not. But truly, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this really special, fun, short episode of Peanut Butter and Biscuits. We cannot wait to talk Two Aces with you and to get back at all. A reminder, we did start up a Facebook group. I mentioned it had 54 members the other day. It's already over 80 members now. So
Yeah.
it's growing exponentially.
Come join the fun, people.
So come and join the fun. You can also find us on Twitter. PBBFRN is our handle. Anything else you got before we end up this year? This really is our last episode of the year,
Yes,
folks.
no, we are done. I don't care what Jason Sudeikis releases. We are not reviewing him on Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, even though you should all go listen to it. No, but also, of course, our email, frontrowlasso@gmail.com. But again, just wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, a very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, however you celebrate, do it safely and do it together. We love you all.
Absolutely. And we can't wait to hear from you going into 2022 as well. So for Peanut Butter and Biscuits, I am Craig McFarland.
I'm Jeremy Geckner.
And as always, be a goldfish.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Front Row Network, a proud Community Voices member of National Public Radio, Illinois. For more from the Front Row Network, including our articles or our other dozens of shows, visit thefrontrownetwork.com or nprillinois.org/programs/Front Row Network. You can also find us on social media by searching for the Front Row Network on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and on Twitter @Front Row Reviews with a Z.